She's got thick thighs, strange eyes, and makes simps out of all guys. The new character was revealed, Eida, here in Boruto Chapter 57, and yes, she literally, her powers are to make men and women simp for her. She quickly became a topic of discussion between anime fans on Twitter, who will gladly hand over their paycheck for a chance that she'll step on them. But in all seriousness, no, that actually is her power. And it seems that any man who lays eyes on her instantly becomes infatuated with her, with the exception of the Otsutsuki. And we learn that since Kawaki is 80% Otsutsuki, it's very possible that her powers will not work on him, and possibly not Boruto either. But you could see Naruto get involved with this chick, and Hinata's gonna go crazy. She's also clairvoyant. So this girl is an android, one of the many that was created by Amato, and she was supposed to be disposed of, but it seems that Boro saved her because he was also under her spell. Just like Code, Amato had created a slew, like a whole army of these cyborgs, and they were essentially too powerful. So Jigen asked for them to be disposed of, but because Code was so loyal, he kept him around. So somehow, not only does she have this simping power, but she's also clairvoyant to the point where she can see anything around the world at any time, and she can also see the past. So if you watched Game of Thrones, her powers are basically like Bran, how he was able to see events from the past, get glimpses of history, but she cannot see beyond before she was created, and she refuses to tell her age. But regardless, it means that the reason she knows everything is because she can basically see everything that's happening presently and in the past up to her age limit. But because she's a cyborg, she may be very, very old, so we don't know what that means yet, but perhaps we could find out some interesting Naruto history through this new character, Eida. Now, just a little bit more about her simping power. We saw that Code was trying to stop her, and he basically froze. So not only do people become infatuated with her, but maybe she can get them to do her bidding, but also they just simply can't attack her. So she's basically like invincible, because if you lay eyes on her, you just freeze. And that's a pretty powerful technique. Even Code, who's a cyborg and has karma, still fell for her spell. Or I don't know if it's a spell. I don't know if it's because of her eye powers or if it's some bloodline limit. They haven't explained it. They just refer to it as a spell or as an ability in this chapter. But it seems like she's going to be very difficult to defeat in the future. Bug even says that she's in a class of her own in reference to the other cyborgs. So she's probably the most powerful of all the cyborgs, or one of the top, meaning she's probably got some insane physical prowess as well. Now, the reason that Code wanted to wake her up, or one of the main reasons, is he wants to know how he can remove the limiters inside his body that Amato had put in. So even though Code is insanely strong right now, he also has these limiters in his system which make him weaker. He knows that in order to kill Naruto and Sasuke, he's going to have to get this limiter removed. And Eida lets him know that she knows that's what he wants, and the only person that can lift these limiters is Amato, using iris recognition and a voice print command. Both biometric authentications are needed, and she doesn't know what the code word is. So it's pretty clear that their first step is going to be to capture Amato and kidnap him and force him to release the limiters on Code, which is going to make him incredibly OP, especially side by side with Eida. And it also explains why Amato is hunkering down in Konoha, because he knows that Code is going to be coming for him to release the limiter. So he's seeking refuge and protection from Naruto and company because he's very crafty. Like Amato, he's not a good guy yet. He's helping Naruto take down the Otsutsuki and everything, but he's definitely got his own agenda, and he's very sneaky and super intelligent. It's clear he'll play both sides in order to maintain his agenda. Now, Eida actually hates Amato because I guess he gave her the ability to make everyone simp for her, which has basically robbed her of ordinary love, and she can't forgive that. And that's why she's interested in the idea that Kawaki may actually be her prince. And so I think she's going to try and fall in love with him the normal way, whether or not that's actually going to work. But the thought that someone is immune to her power is getting her excited. And she understands that Boruto is also a candidate for her, but Code wants to use and sacrifice Boruto in order to cultivate the divine tree. And she's okay with that because she says she's monogamous, and I think she'd prefer Kawaki. So it looks like they're going to try and sacrifice Boruto over Kawaki. Now, a bunch of other unique and notable things happened in Boruto Chapter 57. Naruto had called a 5 Kage summit where they're talking about the threat of Code and what his plans are. The first thing Code wants to do is take revenge on everyone that killed Ishiki Otsutsuki, because that's who Code is super loyal to. And the second thing that Code wants to do is revive the Ten Tails. And they're also talking about, can we trust Amado? Naruto's saying, to be honest, I don't trust him 100%. I don't think anybody does, but he has come through in the past with his intel, and so far he's been giving good intel that's helping them win this battle. But they're also very worried about Momoshiki. With the difficulty of the battle with Ishiki, they know that if Momoshiki resurrects through Boruto, it'll be a huge problem just like Ishiki was. So Gaara actually asks Naruto, if the time comes, will you be able to take down your own son? And very interesting panel here, how Naruto says, I'll do what needs to be done as Hokage. So he's saying that, like, if I gotta kill my son, I'll kill my son, but like, I don't think Naruto would ever do that. And as he's talking to Amado later on in this chapter, he's saying, I just don't want to think about that until the time comes. I think we all know Naruto would never kill his son. He'll figure out some other way. He'll probably die over killing his own son, but he's got to at least tell the other Kage that prepared for any scenario, even the worst case scenario. So he actually goes to Amado because he doesn't really have any other options. They don't have any way to stop the karma from taking over Boruto's body. As he's talking to Amado, Amado says, oh, I understand. I had a daughter. She died 12 years ago, which is just an interesting line that they just threw in there. I'm wondering if Eida isn't his daughter, then is his daughter another one of the cyborgs? Is she going to come back at some point? Or is there going to be some huge revelation later on in the series? Possibly, but they kind of just move on, and basically Amado gives Naruto this like medicine that will weaken the Byakugan's power. I shouldn't say it's medicine, it's more seemingly like a poison or something like that. So he's always been trying to figure out, Amado, how to take down Jigen, who was Ishiki, who was just like insanely powerful. This was something he concocted, these pills that basically would weaken the Byakugan's power, and because the Byakugan comes from the Otsutsuki, he was thinking that it could potentially weaken Jigen, right? But I guess he never really got the chance to use it, but he's saying that you can give these to Boruto. It might slow down the process or halt it for a little bit, but be careful because it could make him go blind or even kill him, and he's going to have to keep taking these pills in order to suppress the karma from taking over his body. I have a feeling that Boruto might actually take these kind of as like a last resort. Like, it won't stop the karma permanently, but it could slow it down. But it'd be kind of crazy if he starts like going blind as a side effect of taking this. And obviously Amado says to Naruto, make sure that your wife and daughter don't take these because it could make them go blind and potentially kill them because they both have the Byakugan. So we see that Naruto continues to rely on Amado for information, for drugs now, for his son. He hasn't given the medicine yet to Boruto in the manga, but I feel like at some point he's going to. But you can see that he's starting to build like an element of trust with Amado, even though I don't think he knows that Amado is really just using Naruto as a shield from Code and the other cyborgs. So that's all we got for this Boruto chapter, but it was a pretty good chapter. There's some interesting developments. I really like the writing in this chapter because there's a lot of like different entangled storylines that are coming together. Amado, as always, is just like very, very mysterious. The new girl is very mysterious, and Code, once he gets his limiter removed, he's going to become insanely powerful, and somehow Naruto and Sasuke are going to have to stop Code, Eida, and they're completely nerfed at this point as well. So that's going to be super difficult. And I think that they're going to battle soon because it's pretty clear here that Code is going to come and kidnap Amado at some point, meaning that Naruto will probably have to face off against Code while he still has his limiter within him. But once that limiter gets removed, which I'm sure it will at some point in the manga, Code is just going to be like way too strong for Naruto to handle. So what happens at that point? I'm excited to find out, to be honest. I can't wait for the next chapter. Even though this wasn't an action chapter, it was really good story building and I appreciated it. So let me know what you guys think below. Let me know if you guys are going to simp for Eida, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.